Hari Om, children. I'm so happy to see you all. Okay, what do we say before starting our class? Yes, we say the opening prayer. So close your eyes and say, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Okay, let's start our lovely story. And what is this story's title? It is How the Seasons Got Their Share. Now, let's start it. Brahma Ji stepped back and looked happily at the earth he had just created. Brahma Ji is the creator, isn't he? He had filled it with humans and animals and trees and seas, and it looked like a wonderful place to be in. But something was missing. After thinking for a while, he called out to his 6 friends, who were brothers, okay? Day, night, din, raat, summer, winter, garmi, sardi, monsoon and wind, barish, hawa. He commanded the 6 brothers to go down to earth and help the creatures there live comfortably and prosper. You must help the creatures on earth. Grow food and live comfortably. I have divided time into 2 parts, 24 hours and 365 days. A day has 24 hours and a year has 365 days. You must share this among yourselves so that the people on earth get all they need. The 6 brothers nodded obediently, but no sooner was God's back turned than they all started quarreling. When God went back to Brahmalok, when Brahma Ji went back to Brahmalok, all the 6 brothers started quarreling. Everyone wanted a break share of their time available to spend on earth. Day and night decided they each would get 24 hours each. But the seasons kept quarreling. Summer was the eldest, so he said, I will be on earth for 365 days first. Rain said, if I don't show up at all the water on earth will disappear, so I will come next. Winter said, after rains, I help trees flower, so I will come in the 3rd year. Poor Wind was the youngest and no one paid him any attention. So he got the last year. So life started on earth for 24 hours at a time, day, then 24 hours at a time of night. Summer continued for 1 whole year. While in the beginning, the heat helped the crops to grow. Soon it became too hot for anyone to do anything. All the water dried up and there was nothing but a great discomfort. The people of earth pleaded Summer to stop and Summer had to leave before his time here was up. So everybody got tortured by Summer because it was getting too hot. There were no ACs, no fans, nothing that time. And then everybody was telling, oh, it's so hot. There's no crops growing. Everything is drying. There's no water left. Then we have to plead Summer to go. So they prayed and then Summer had to step aside. Now, then it was the turn of rain. When it started pouring down, how happy everyone was to get some respite from your summer. But soon the lakes ponds, oceans all filled to the brim and started overflowing. So before in summer, the water was dried. The water had evaporated. And then when rain came, the water got overflowed. The crops got spoiled in the rain and there was nothing for anyone to eat. So whenever a rain goes continues for 5 to 6 days, don't you feel like a bit sad? You can't get out of the house like that. So the people on earth were feeling like that. For a whole year, rain was there. Imagine. And then when people prayed for him to stop, and he had to also step aside and make way for winter. With relief, people greeted winter happily. Now there was neither the scorching sun or the pouring rain, but when day after day went by like this, people started falling sick from the constant cold. The plants started drying because of less sunshine. Now winter was also making trouble for everybody. So everybody wanted to remove winter from their head. If it's so cold, you can start getting sick. You can start getting diseases. You can't go outside and play with your friends, do anything. Now it was the turn of wind. So winter also had to stop, right? Now it was the turn of wind. Within a few days, his constant huffing and puffing, people were scared to even step out of their house anywhere. Trees were uprooted. Uprooted means spoiled. It's a synonym. The roofs of houses went flying, and there was a chaos all around. The brothers realized what they had done would displease God Almighty. Brahma Ji came in anger. He said, "What have you done? I gave you such a simple job and you couldn't even do that. What is this?" Then all the seasons replied, "Oh, we didn't mean to. We are so sorry, God Almighty. We'll next time never do this." Brahma Ji, with a frown, went back to Brahmalok and sat on his throne and started creating again. The brothers then, so they decided to change their ways. Instead of each taking a year, they decided to share 1 year among each other. But again, Wind, being the youngest, got left out and got no time for himself. He sat in the corner and sulked. During summer time, people sowed their crops and waited for the rains. Rain came with loads of water, but there was no wind to distribute equally. Some parts of earth got buckets of rain, and some parts none of that all. Now everyone realized that wind was also important. They called out to him, and finally he agreed to do his work. But he did not separate time for himself. He was allowed to blow all through the year. So in summer he blew and helped reduce heat. During rains he blew and clouds from one place to another and took rainwater everywhere. In winter he still blew and made it even colder. Day and night too learned from their 4 brothers and decided to divide 24 hours equally. So 12 hours day, 12 hours night. So one half was day and one half was night. Now everyone on earth was happy and the 6 brothers learned to share the time. So what do we learn in this story? This story tells us to share. If example a child in school didn't get food, you can share, you can divide a food with him. At least he will have something to eat. You are so greedy that you want to keep the food to yourself. You know, there's a sparkling light in our heart, but there are layers covering it like a shell. Jealousy is covering it, selfish is covering it, I want is covering it, greediness is covering it. So many things are covering it, you do not know how many things are covering it. But in your heart, deep in your heart, there's a there's a little ball of light, which is all the knowledge of the universe. Well, now what is the moral? The moral is to share and remove the 3 demons from your heart. And now it's the quote of the day. Now, what is the quote? Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. Now, I have an activity. In our Hindu calendar, there are 6 seasons. So I want you to find out those 6 seasons, okay? Now, let's do the closing prayer and then we'll finish our session, okay? So close your eyes, join your hands and say Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavantu Sarvesham Santir Bhavantu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavantu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavantu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Bhag Bhavet Asto Ma Sadgamaya तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम. Hari Om children, enjoy your day and never get jealous, greedy or selfish. Hari Om.